My name is John Frame, and I'm a sculptor and I guess at this point a filmmaker. I've been working as a sculptor for the last 30 years, and I could feel around 2000 that I was beginning to kind of run out of gas. I went nearly 5 years with almost no production at all. Almost the moment I gave up completely, and it was a true giving up. Within a matter of days, I went to bed at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened by something. And when I awakened, I was in this state of kind of bridging the dream world and the conscious world. And so I could see this world, the world that's surrounding us now. And it was populated by characters. It was a landscape unlike anything I'd ever seen. It had its own architecture, it had its own art forms, and all of those things came in a single burst. This is the crippled boy. The larger project is called The Tale of the Crippled Boy. This segment that you're seeing here in the museum is called Three Fragments of a Lost Tale. So these are meant to be glimpses of that world that I saw without really unfolding the entire realm. So the central character of this boy does appear in multiple iterations throughout the exhibition. This is one of them. This is kind of the boy in an early phase. The most important thing right off the bat was that all the figures would be constructed to be able to be mobile. They could be moved, and that they would be able to be moved for the purpose of creating stop-motion animated films. This is a character called Argus, and as you can see, he's in a coat that has a couple of hundred eyes sewn into the fabric. The tricky bit about this coat was, for the purposes of animation, I wanted every eye to be able to blink. So they had to have enough loose fabric so that I could open and close them when we were animating. And yet, if you left them too loose, the eyes kept popping out. And there's another kind of umbrella concept for the entire project. That is, I elected to use many, many found components, and they were found for the most part from mid-19th century, maybe up until the 30s. So it's a very specific kind of feeling from the period, especially the 19th century stuff. I discovered that there were places in Germany before the wars, going back to the mid-19th century, that made these really fine porcelain dolls, and they had glass eyes manufactured for the dolls. The seconds from that manufacturing process were buried in landfills. If they were flawed in some way, they were broken. World War I came along, World War II, and many of those factories were either destroyed or repurposed. And these landfills that had these doll parts were forgotten about. Well, just about 10 years ago, people started digging those up, cleaning them up, and putting them on eBay. What I loved about them was the fact that they were flawed. These were the things that had been thrown away. And they were perfect for what I wanted to do, because in a way, it's kind of, to some extent, it's about the things that the culture has left behind. It's a part of my whole kind of personal ethos that I have to have my hands involved in every aspect, from the picking out of the materials, in the case of this, composing the music for the film and watching the editing. In the beginning, I worked entirely by myself, so I was not only running the camera and the computer, but I would move the figure, look at it in camera, snap a picture, look at it on the computer, and do it again. You're taking 24 frames of single frame photographs for 1 second of animation, which means 1,440 pictures for 1 minute of film. This character is the boy before birth and after death. He's only about 1.5 or 2 inches tall. He's fully articulated. It's so delicate, I ended up breaking it 7 or 8 times in the course of the animation. And each time we would have to stop where we were. I'd have to very carefully remove it from the shot, do the repair, wait a day because the joints are so fragile, get back to the same shot location and continue. So what you see in the film is it's probably less than a minute of footage. And it took days because I kept breaking the thing. I gave a talk at DreamWorks and spoke to a lot of their animators, and what I found was that it's kind of an alien notion that you could just do this on your own with basically no budget over a 5 or 6 year period and end up with 12.5 minutes of unfinished film. It just kind of blew their circuits to see that somebody was out there who was willing to be that kind of ridiculous about how they're approaching it. But that's what matters to me. I really care about generating meaning in art. I want these things to be able to touch people. I want them to be things that can move people in the way that I have been moved by art. Art absolutely changed my life, and I'm trying to do that for other people.